G'day folks, in today's video we're going to talk about the possibility of what cameras GoPro could be releasing this fall. Every year in late September, early October, GoPro releases its new lineup of cameras. Even with everything going on in the world today, I don't expect this year to be any different. In this video we're going to talk about what we might expect from GoPro this year. We're going to take a look at a few leaks, we're going to talk about some rumors, and I'm going to talk about my wish list of what I would like to see GoPro release this year. So let's just jump right in and take a closer look. So as stated in the beginning of this video, every fall GoPro releases its new lineup of cameras. Now GoPro is not a very diverse company, so it's very important for them to release a new camera every year to remain profitable. So it's safe to assume this year during the holiday season we will see a new GoPro. What we do know is GoPro has registered one new camera with the FCC under the code name SPBL1, and those documents do shed a little bit of light of what maybe perhaps is coming, and we'll talk about that a little bit closer here in a minute. Now I think this year with the release of possibly the Hero 9 Black, it's going to be a very important year for GoPro. There's a lot of competition on the market. Last year we seen the Osmo Action release. We now have the Insta360 ONE R action camera. And of course smartphones are getting better and better with every generation. And probably the smartphone is one of GoPro's biggest competitors. They're not as durable as a GoPro and you can't mount them in the same way, but they're always in our pocket and they're ready to capture a quick shot when needed. So all these new cameras and smartphones have been chipping away at GoPro's market share for quite some time. When you take a look at something like the Insta360 ONE R, which now also has a 1-inch mod sensor, that's kind of making them almost the leader when it comes to action cameras. The Osmo Action also has a front-facing screen, which many people like. So, like I said, I think it's a very important year for GoPro to do something incredible if they want people to switch back to a GoPro or to upgrade to the latest model. Now, what new cameras or features GoPro will release this year, nobody knows. But with the FCC filing, we do get some hints of what could possibly be coming. You can see in the screenshot that was included with the FCC filing, the menu system has changed a little bit, and you can see there that there's a new option called Screens. That replaces the option that used to be called Touchscreen. So that is kind of interesting. Does that mean that the new Hero 9 Black will have dual screens on it, like the Osmo Action? Or is that just some new settings that you can use in conjunction with the display mod when it is available? It's really too early to tell. Usually sometime in August we start to get more leaks of the upcoming Hero camera, so potentially we're just weeks away of getting more concrete information. But one interesting thing is that GoPro has only filed one new camera with the FCC. Now it is early yet, maybe that could change, but to me that signifies that we will not be getting a refreshed GoPro Max. Most likely it'll just be a new updated Hero 9 Black. And that is a little bit disappointing because I was really hoping that GoPro would release an updated version, one that allowed you to shoot in 4K Hero mode. I really like the GoPro Max. I have been using it a ton this summer so far. I really like how GoPro has introduced that Hero mode. It makes the camera much more usable. After all, we don't always want to shoot in 360. Hero mode kind of basically turns it into a standard GoPro. But for me, I really like to film in 4K, so I was really hoping that GoPro would release a new camera that supported 4K Hero mode. And I can say this pretty confidently, if GoPro released a new Max that supported 4K Hero mode, it would probably be the GoPro that I use most often. It would be only one camera that I would have to bring with me. I could capture spherical content so I could reframe it later, or if I just wanted traditional fixed Hero mode, I could shoot in 4K as well. So GoPro only registering one camera is a little bit disappointing, so hopefully maybe not this year, but maybe next year we'll get 4K Hero mode. Now, as for rumors that are floating around, again, these are just rumors, it's all speculative at this point, but I think there is some merit to a couple of them. The first rumor is that we're probably going to be seeing 4K 120 frames per second, and we'll also see 1080 at 480 frames per second. That is the next logical step. After all, we have seen 4K 60 since the Hero 4, I believe, so we're about due for something a little bit more advanced. And not to mention, it's also rumored that the iPhone 12 is also going to support 4K 120, so there's no way that GoPro is going to let the smartphone industry outperform the GoPro. Now, 4K 120 is not a frame rate that you would maybe want to use all the time, but just to be able to get some nice high resolution video with 4x slow motion would be pretty neat. And not to mention shooting at 1080 at 480 frames per second. Can you imagine some of the nice slow motion shots you'd be able to create with that? So that rumor is pretty interesting, and I hope it does turn out to be true. The next most common rumor is that we're going to be seeing a new chip, the GP2. GoPro released the original GP1 a few generations ago, and it has proved to be a very powerful, capable chip. So a GP2 chip is going to make a GoPro even more capable. It'll bring even better stabilization, if that's even possible, and hopefully better low light performance. It will probably also be needed to process some of those higher frame rates. Now, another rumor that is going around is that GoPro is going to introduce a quarter 20. Personally, myself, I don't believe that is going to be the case. There are some third-party manufacturers that have made some nice foldable finger mounts on some of their frames, where you have a quarter 20, and then when you fold out the finger mounts, it hides the quarter 20, and then you just got your traditional finger mounts. So some rumors are stating that GoPro is going to adopt that method, and we're going to see a quarter 20 built in there as well. Like I said, I don't really see that happening. I don't really see the value in that, but we shall see, I guess, in the fall. Another rumor is we're going to see a larger screen, perhaps edge to edge. Having a larger screen on the back is one of those things that some people will enjoy and would like to see. Others would rather it stay the same because, after all, a larger screen will draw more power. Personally, myself, I would like to see a bigger screen. It'd be easier for playback and for changing menu settings. As for that, that's pretty well all the rumors that I've seen floating around. Like I said, as we enter into August, we'll probably get more information as leaks start to occur. Now, one thing that a lot of people are hoping for this year with the Hero 9 Black is that GoPro reintroduces a replaceable lens cover. Now, who knows what GoPro is going to do this year? The form factor for the Hero 8 Black was new last year, and GoPro tends to use the same form factor for several generations. The Hero 5, 6, and 7 Black were all the same, and then of course we got it changed with the Hero 8 Black. So I don't know if they're going to change the form factor, which would allow us to have that replaceable lens again. Now, for myself, I would be even happy if they implemented a replaceable lens system, kind of like what the Session did, where you had the screws that you had to take out to put a new cover over it. To replace a lens that way is not quick and easy, but at least it gives you that peace of mind that if you do happen to scratch or damage the lens, you can fix it. So definitely be interesting to see what they do this year. Now, overall, myself, I've been very pleased with the Hero 8 Black. The Hero 8 Black this year, and it's kind of like that same for every generation. You either love it or you hate it. I personally am quite happy with it. I haven't really had any problems with it. Of course, overheating is always a problem, and that's been like that with every GoPro I've owned. But generally, I've been very happy with it. But a couple things that I would love to see added to a GoPro. Now, some of these are kind of far-fetched, and we probably won't see it. But first of all, I would love to see the 4K 120. I think that would be great. I would like to see a replaceable lens added back to it. And of course, I would love to see a larger screen. A couple other things that I would like to see added is some kind of optical image stabilization. If small, tiny cameras that are in smartphones can have optical image stabilization, I would love to see GoPro implement it somehow into their Hero lineup. Optical image stabilization mixed with electronic image stabilization would make for some pretty incredible smooth footage. That should also allow for more stable footage when shooting in dark conditions. So definitely would be nice to see something like that this year. Another thing I would like to see is some form of magnetic charging. And I'm not really talking about wireless charging. I don't know how useful that would be for a GoPro. But if any of you are familiar with the Arlo security cameras, the new Arlo 3s and the Arlo Ultras have a nice magnetic charging system. Basically, it just has two leads at the bottom. It's fully waterproof, and all you have to do is touch the cable to it and it just sticks to it magnetically. That'd be a very easy, convenient way to charge your GoPro. And not to mention, it would be an easy way to be able to use your GoPro while it's charging and still have it remain somewhat waterproof or water resistant. Of course, I'd still want a USB-C hidden under the door for data transfer and for charging a little bit quicker maybe. I've mentioned this in some of my past kind of wish list videos. I would also love to see some form of wireless microphone system. More and more people are using GoPros for vlogging. Just being able to pin a small mic on your shirt or jacket and get nice, decent quality audio without having to use any kind of dongles or media mods to connect a microphone would just be super handy. And again, it's one of those things that not everybody would make use of depending on how you use your GoPro, but I know there's a lot of people that would love to have a setup like that. The technology does exist, so it would be something fairly easy for GoPro to implement. So those are some new features that I would like to see introduced with the Hero 9 Black this year. Of course, I would like to see some bug fixes. GoPros tend to power on every once in a while. A lot of times it's to do with the voice command, but some people have been reporting that there's just power on for no reason. If they can somehow tackle the overheating issue, that would be great as well. So lastly, before I go here, let's just talk quickly about the mods that are currently available. The media mod is kind of mediocre at best. It is quite handy for connecting a third-party microphone, and actually I use it quite a bit like that. But it'll be kind of interesting if GoPro does release a new GoPro Hero 9 Black that does have a form factor change. Will the media mod that we already have purchased, will it work with the new GoPro? Will the display mod that hasn't been released yet, will it work with the new GoPro if they do change the form factor? That'll be kind of interesting to see how that plays out. Personally myself, I would rather GoPro just do away with the display mod. I think just including a screen on the front to make those people who do want a front-facing display would be their easiest choice. It would save the consumer quite a bit of money because in order to use that display mod, you have to get the media mod first because the display mod connects to it, I do believe. So you're looking at like $160 there just to be able to get a front-facing display. Now the display mod looks like it will have a larger screen than if they did put one on the front, but I don't know if that would justify that extra $160. So yeah, folks, just a quick discussion video about what we could potentially see this year. I would be really interested to know what you would like to see introduced with the Hero 9 Black. Let me know down in the comments what you would like to see. I want to thank you for taking the time to watch this video. Give it a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel so you don't miss any of our upcoming videos, and we'll see you in the next one.